Dave Scott with Leigh from Simcoe Natural Foods. It's the October show. And, the one thing I love about October is like there's lots of fresh stuff like squash. I love squash. And you and I were talking off air, and one of my favorites, classic all time pumpkin pie of any sort, just drives me crazy. But we're doing something really different today for the fall. And you kind of caught me at first when you told me it's pumpkin pie spiced glazed nuts, correct?
Yes, pumpkin pie spice maple glazed nuts.
Oh,
so
that sounds
like really
man.
seasonal, fun, easy. And I know there's like a love-hate relationship with the pumpkin pie spice thing, but if you love it, you're gonna love these nuts. And if you don't, you can just use cinnamon as well. You don't have to do the whole pumpkin pie spice blend. But we do have all the fresh spices at Simcoe Natural Foods, so I have the recipe and you can make your own blend. So you could use it in other ways too. Like you could put it in your latte, you could sprinkle it on your oatmeal. Like there's lots of things you could do with it as well. But these nuts are like a delicious snack treat, something you could share with family and friends, something you could put on your salad or just a grab and go. And it's super easy too.
And we got to remind people, always be aware of people with nut allergies. That's a big thing these days too. We got to be sure that we say that. But I mean, when you told me that, I just like it's like I can taste them. I've never had them, but I can taste them. Like when you were describing how you do this, I think you said you start with the butter and the maple syrup in the pan. So I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah. So you're going to need a large skillet like
okay.
This. So I took 2 tablespoons of butter, melted in the skillet first, pour in half a cup of real maple syrup. So the real stuff is amber gold, rich looking. It's got all your electrolyte minerals and, so it's good for you still.
Yeah.
So then you warm that up with the butter. You add half a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Melt all of that together. And then you're going to toss 4 cups of your favorite nuts into the skillet and coat them with that mixture.
Is that just on a low heat?
Medium low, depends.
Okay.
I have a stainless steel skillet, so it heats up really fast.
Yeah.
Like one of the non-stick ones, medium heat. So between medium low. So you toss to coat all of them in the mixture, 4 cups of nuts. So you can pick whatever combination you like. I've got 2 cups of raw walnuts, a cup of pecans, and a cup of raw cashews today.
Wow.
But I did do just walnuts as well the other day, and this is what they look like here.
Hey, I thought you had 2 bowls of those, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. This is all I could save for today because I'm eating them so fast. So.
That's how good they are, folks.
Yeah.
she had to save them, put them. Don't eat those.
Yeah, I had to set them aside for today. So after you've done all of that, you're going to take your pumpkin pie spice mix, which is 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 1.5 teaspoons of nutmeg, a teaspoon of cloves, and a teaspoon of allspice.
Okay, do you mix all that together and then?
All that together, yeah, like if you have a little spice.
Okay.
And then it's 2 tablespoons of that mix, and you just sprinkle it all over top. Toss to coat again, and then you bring the whole thing to a low boil. So over medium heat. And you're going to keep tossing because you don't want anything to stick and you don't want anything to burn. So you have to stir it the whole time. It'll take up to 5 minutes for all the liquid to evaporate. And basically it's starting to caramelize. So it thickens, it gets darker, it gets sticky, and it sticks to the nuts, and it's no longer in the bottom of the skillet. You're done then. And then you just pour them out onto a parchment paper lined baking sheet and let them cool. And after they're cool, you can break them up if they're stuck together. You can leave them out all day and let them dry out a little bit, but they'll remain a little bit sticky on the sticky side. So you can store them in a container in the fridge for a couple weeks. You can freeze them. I mean, never gotten them into the freezer. They just get eaten, but
they'd be nice with a nice, you're having a little bit of a break I'm thinking adults here, but a nice latte with a couple of those would be really nice too, wouldn't they? Just
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, you could have them with a charcuterie board with cheese or
Yeah,
something,
that's true too.
or toss them on your favorite spinach salad,
Ooh.
right? With
Yeah.
maybe some cranberries and
Let's talk a minute about the health benefits. I mean, nuts are good for you.
nuts are a great source of protein,
Yeah.
fiber as well. And the whole combination of these nuts, you're getting like different sources of calcium and magnesium, tons of protein, good fats, and they're not really being baked and dried out, so they're semi raw as well still after you do this.
Yeah.
And I love the health benefits of the spices as well.
Oh, talk about those.
Yeah, so all of the spices here are considered warming spices. So they increase circulation throughout your system, they stimulate digestion, especially the ginger. And the Ceylon cinnamon, which is what I'm using, actually helps make your cells more sensitive to glucose. So they help control blood sugar. And then with all the fiber in here, it helps you feel full longer, helps, keep the glycemic index down so you're not absorbing as much sugar from it as quickly. So it's actually like a pretty healthy snack.
And
Just
really, all you got is the maple syrup, right? That's
yeah,
sort of the sugar component of this.
but it's not a lot.
No.
So mhm,
And it kind of, like you said, it's going to caramelize within the baking section of this. So that
yeah.
makes it even better. Are they addictive? Like, do you have like one and you want four?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they
You leave them out, you just walk by and you'll just, oh, I'll just have one more.
right. And what's your time frame? How long does it take you from start to finish to do this?
Oh, about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not, it's just then it's clean up. And like you
Yeah.
said, you can freeze them, right?
And the actual cooking time is, I mean, it's about 5 minutes where you're boiling and stirring. So you're not slaving away over the stove or anything.
No. And like you said, you can make up a fair sized batch of it, and then put it aside. Or, like you said, I think it's a wonderful idea. I mean, I didn't really even think about it. Again, I got brain freeze on the pumpkin pie part. But I
Yeah.
mean, when you start talking about what you can put into this and all the health benefits otherwise, it's such a simple thing to do, right? And
Yeah, it's
you
super.
know,
It's a good after school snack. I know kids can't take the nuts to school, but I'll have them sitting out and when they come home. They're just like, it smells good in here, and then they just find them and start shoveling. So
I want to take a minute and talk about that, because that's one thing I've noticed with a lot of your recipes that we've did in the last 4 or 5 months. It's really, I love that you're always kid related and husband related. You know what I mean? Like it's something the whole family can enjoy. And I think that's something we need to do. Younger families need to, this is an opportunity. Most of your recipes are really simple. They take 10 to 15, 20 minutes tops. You can
yeah,
freeze them, and it's a healthy way of living. And I think that's the point I want to drive home. It's important for families, younger families, to do that. It's critical, right? In this day and age. And if you're
yeah,
going to spend some money, do it on stuff that, is sustainable, right? Within.
exactly. And I feel good knowing that I have some healthy snacks on hand that I can pull out and I don't have to think about it, and it's super simple and like if they're gonna fill up on something before dinner and spoil their dinner, it might as well be
Yeah.
something, right?
And then when you're a kid and you're growing, you're always hungry. So you got to replenish that with good, healthy stock that's going to help them grow. And I
Yeah,
think that's the critical point, because it would be easy enough to go grab a few cookies and something that's just sugar based and not going to be sustainable. And you know what
yeah.
I mean?
For like the carbs, like kids are so hungry all the time, they want to just eat carbs,
Yeah.
carbs.
Yeah.
Having something that's high in protein available to them is good as well because help them grow, help with their muscle recovery because they're so active, right?
Yep, exactly. And you don't have to, like, I know you're busy. You work at Simcoe Natural Foods, your husband works, the kids are going, but I like what you do. You sort of put that time aside, and you enjoy cooking. And I think that's another aspect that we kind of forget. It's fun. Like,
Yeah,
I've always enjoyed cooking. And if you're
yeah,
doing something that's healthy and it feels good for you to make it, and just, let your family enjoy it. And that's another component I think that's really important, that just enjoying your kitchen, being able to use all the toys that you have.
yeah, exactly. And if it's fun, it's easy. Just makes it feel easy. So
And
that's
if
why
you
I focus on keeping it simple.
exactly. And I think that's in today's, you and I've talked about this before. families are so busy these days, right?
Yeah, like all the extracurricular activities that kids do, and they get homework from like grade 1 all
Yeah.
these days, and yeah, so it's tough, and both parents usually have to work outside the home, so
And I want to touch base on the store because I don't think enough people realize that at Simcoe Natural Foods, you guys have something for everyone. And I mean that in all ages and for families. And maybe that point gets lost. It could be a food item, it could be vitamins, it could be whatever, but it's substantially different from when going into a larger store because you're kind of explaining what's in these products. And that client or that customer like myself appreciates knowing and understanding what it is I'm taking. Or
yeah.
I might look at something and go, what's this, Laura? What's this, Leigh? I don't even know what this thing is. And I think that's a critical component that you guys provide.
Yeah, that's what we're there for. And you could walk into another store and see a wall of vitamin C and have no idea which one would be right for you. So that's what we help you with. We help tailor things specifically for you and your family, and help you, get the best bang for your buck. So you're buying high quality supplements and you're not throwing your money away, or high quality foods as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your future. It's investment. So stop by Simcoe Natural Foods, folks. Talk to Leigh, talk to Laura. Let them help you. Great show today. This is something I gotta figure out and try because this kind of left me mouth watering. Most of the time your stuff that you cook does, but this one was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna put you in the festive mode for
it will be. I never even thought of that. Yeah. It's October. I got to enjoy it. Thanks for doing this today.
Yeah,
Look forward to next month.
Thank you.